Hey, this is Scott Phillips with Premier Building Systems. We're in Hockley, Texas, northwest of Houston. We're here to tour Schulte Building Systems, which provides us with our metal buildings and components. Hey, this is Matt Stone with Schulte Building Systems. He's going to give us a tour of the plant today. Matt Stone is head of manufacturing here at Schulte Building Systems.
In this bay of the building, we do all of our receiving of all the raw materials for the manufacturing of all of our built-up members, structural members. All of our heavy gauge coils are in this bay, as well as the plate that's down at the other end of the building. Now we're at the other end of the building where we unload all of our bare plate from 10 gauge up to about 5/8 is the thickest material that we stock here. As you can see here, we have finished webs on the floor. These will all go into with the other flanges that will make up our built-up rafters and columns. Right behind me to the right is the shear, where we actually can shear the metal plate. The only webs we typically cut on the shear are the straight webs that don't have any bevel. You'll see the slide holes for the cable braces in both of those sets of webs, and you can turn around and look at some of the webs back here that have holes burned in them, and all these holes get burnt using the plasma burner. And that's the reason why only certain items get cut in the shear and certain items get ran in the plasma. Those parts right there get downloaded directly from our engineering software, so no one touches them. They come right from the design program. There's no tape measure that's put on them until after they're cut to ensure that the program is correct to the drawing. Those webs, we were watching them burn on the plasma or shear on the shear. The flanges meet up with the web. So this welder holds the web in the center of the material, and then it runs through and welds it on the top side using a 5/64, 4 wires that are 5/64, and we actually make a beam. And that beam can be tapered, it can be straight. This happens to be a column, and so you'll see it tapers from one end to the other. The small end is the base down at the foundation, and it tapers up to where what we call the haunch, and where the connection of the rafter and the column come together there. Everyone has to be a certified welder here to be a welder in our shop. We stage the parts and we prep them before they go into the paint line. So these conveyors gradually bring the parts out under the monorail crane system that takes those parts into the paint line to begin the paint process. So what we're looking at now is the entry side of the oven that we preheat the part to bring the part up to about 120 degrees so that we can apply a primer coat. And that primer can be either red or gray, and today we're painting red oxide. We put about 4 mils wet, and it ends up being about 1 to 1.5 mils dry film once the part is completely dry. Once the beams are brought out here, they might be staged for a few hours, and then they're loaded on a truck and shipped to one of the Premier job sites. We're at the very end of the bay that we build all the cold form. So this is light gauge welding. This is all your framed openings, your jambs and headers for your framed openings, as well as your bearing frame end walls. What we're doing here is we're taking a heavy gauge coil, meaning when I say heavy gauge, I mean 12 gauge to 16 gauge. They're punching holes in it, cutting it to length, and they're going to be taken over and press broke in the press broke that's to the left from the machine there.
Well, your eave trim, rake trim, gutter, downspout, peak boxes, corners are all made right here in the trim shop. There's a corrugated downspout there. This is your form-based trim right here. Stuff. There you have it. This is standing seam roll former. It rolls 2 types of panels here. The first panel will be an architectural, which is a 16-inch. Runs it from bare galvalume to all the colors that are available.